In the 5th year of marriage with Ivy, she secretly kept a man behind my back. You're so much more capable than my husband. Ethan, I really like you. I can give you anything, my body, my house, even my husband's business. As long as it makes you happy, she flirted in her lover's arms. She thought she'd hidden it perfectly, still playing the devoted wife and mother at home. Little did she know I was already preparing divorce paperwork. Inside my office, I organized evidence for the infidelity lawsuit. Brother, is Ivy really cheating? Luna asked incredulously. She clearly adores you. Everyone praises her as the model of virtue. Model of virtue? I sneered. Everyone said Ivy loved me during our 5-year marriage. She woke early to cook stomach-friendly breakfasts for my chronic gastritis. She massaged my temples whenever I worked late with migraines. She knelt for 3 hours at the temple to pray for my safety amulet. She called daily with affectionate concern, always available when needed. Yet this paragon of wifely devotion now moaned obscenely beneath another man. I closed my eyes against the memory of her nibbling Ethan's ear while cooing. My husband could never satisfy me like Ethan. I'll give you everything except marriage. My body, my home, even my husband's assets. Luna, I said, keep quiet about the divorce plans. I'll handle this myself. Understood. Luna nodded fiercely. Since Ivy betrayed you, make her pay dearly. My gaze fell on our wedding photo displayed on the desk. With a sweep of my arm, it crashed into the trash bin. She'll regret this. Returning home that night, I found darkness. Ivy wasn't there. I grabbed a beer, remembering how alcohol had fueled my confession years ago. She'd cried happy tears, kissing me first as she vowed, as long as you stay true, I'll never betray you. Heaven strike me if I break this oath. How everything had changed. I remained the man wholly devoted to Ivy, while she'd long ceased being the sweet girl who adored me. Halfway through my drink, the door clicked open. Honey? Ivy's surprise quickly smoothed into concern. Home so early? Her fingers began massaging my shoulders. Drinking? Something wrong? I stared impassively at the faint love bite on her neck. You never go out at night. Did I say that? She waved dismissively, gesturing at takeout containers. I just bought roast goose to make you noodles. Empty stomachs worsen your gastritis. Her tenderness felt like poison. You've made me midnight snacks every night for 5 years. It's nothing. Her smile glowed. Your enjoyment is my happiness. Her gentle tone pierced like needles. Remember our first attempt? You cut your finger, burned your wrist steaming soup, yet smiled serving me that awful broth. My grip dented the beer can. I said we'd hire a cook. Do you recall refusing? She avoided my gaze. That was so long ago. You insisted homemade meals showed true love. I'll keep learning, you said. Ivy finally noticed the tension, clutching my hand worriedly. Darling, why bring this up? I withdrew coldly. Just reminiscing. Thank you for years of care. What's mine is yours. Her brows knitted in that familiar look of devotion, the perfect mask hiding rotten deceit. When we first got married, Ivy would fret over me getting up early, working overtime, even when I had a fever and needed 4 fluids. She told me the ultimate expression of love was this constant concern, but I hadn't seen that side of her in ages, though I couldn't tell if her current act was genuine. I never married you for an easy life, she said, tracing my eyebrows with her fingertips. Ryan, I love you. The future's uncertain, but the one thing I know for sure is my love for you. How easily those words spilled out now. She'd whispered similar endearments to Ethan while tangled in bed sheets. Did her heart have room for 2 men? Or were these vows just meaningless foreplay props? The faint scent of cigarettes clung to her. A torn stocking peeked from her purse, which I pretended not to notice. Honey, let's celebrate our 5th anniversary at home this year. She called through the bathroom door. I wanted to be special. Of course. I ran my fingers over the divorce papers hidden in my briefcase. I have a surprise for you too. Really? I can't wait. Her laughter tinkled like wind chimes. You're the best. Darling. We lay in bed that night, the TV blaring as she giggled at her phone. I watched emotions flit across her face, raucous amusement. Schoolgirl blushes. A week prior, I'd seen the source of these reactions. Her lock screen showed our wedding date. The wallpaper captured me cutting her birthday cake. Yet her messages with Ethan overflowed with obscenities. You're so much wittier than Ryan. Looking at his boring face kills my libido. Meet me tonight wearing this. I need you inside me. Darling, dinner's ready. I returned the phone to her coat pocket. Nausea rising. She served rice with concerned eyes. You look tired. Still, you're the most handsome man alive. Her fingers brushed my cheek. My perfect choice. I'd never get bored with you. When I recoiled, she simply pouted. Did I neglect my puppy? Poor jealous thing. Her nails scraped my scalp like I was some poodle. The phone rang as she tried nibbling my ear. This grotesque pantomime would continue. But not for long. Our anniversary surprise awaited hers at candlelit dinner. Mine a court summons. The Carters and Fosters were about to become very familiar with divorce attorneys. Someone calling you this late. Seems like you've been busy lately. I stared at the magazine in my hands, letting out 2 cold laughs. Just a regular friend, Ivy said, answering the call. I couldn't hear the other side clearly, only catching Ivy's repetitive murmurs. MHM. Want? Gardenia sent his best. She wrapped the blanket tightly around herself, occasionally stealing glances at me, visibly relishing the thrill of this twisted game. After hanging up, she volunteered an explanation. My friend wants to go shopping tomorrow. She's looking for new perfume, not too strong, not too faint. I recommended gardenia. She even offered to gift me a bottle. I forced a sarcastic smile. How special your friend is. By the way, vintage clothing's trending now, secondhand stuff. Perfect for her taste. Take her there tomorrow. Ivy missed the venom in my words. Instead, aroused by that man's earlier call, she straddled me and began unbuttoning my shirt. Honey, we haven't. I need. I pushed her off. Tired. Sleep early. Next morning, I left for work as usual. Once gone, Ivy freshened up and left, unaware I'd installed surveillance software on her phone. Every move documented. Sipping tea in my office, I watched her meet Ethan. Their embrace turned feverish within seconds, lips locking with audible wetness. Checking into a hotel this early? Won't your husband suspect? Ethan's voice crackled through my headphones. He's at work. Ivy panted. Told him I'm shopping late with friends. Clever girl. Their moans soon blended with shower noises. I removed the headphones, already knowing their sordid history. 3 days after their affair began, Ethan had called me. You're Ivy's deadbeat husband? Divorce her. Split the assets now, or this'll get ugly. A chuckle escaped me then. Rushing for inheritance money? Worried you'll die before spending it? His roar still echoed in memory. We'll see how tough you act when I'm fucking your wife. Initially, I'd refused to believe my flawless wife would cheat, until Ethan's second call. Want to hear how she screams? Room 104. Royal Court Hotel. There, through the peephole, I witnessed my nightmare. Ivy clawing at Ethan's back, legs locked around him, chanting more, like broken liturgy. Every cell screamed to burst in, to pummel them bloody. But rage crystallized into cold calculation. Mere exposure was too merciful. They'd pay properly on our 5th anniversary. Now, refocusing on my screen, I reopened the surveillance feed. Their hotel escapade had concluded. Soon, the grand finale I'd orchestrated awaited. I hoped they'd appreciate the fireworks. Ivy, I don't want to be a secret lover forever. Since you don't like Ryan anymore, let's just... Ethan made a throat-slitting gesture. Are you insane? Ivy suddenly snapped. What? Worried about getting caught? I'd never leave obvious traces. We could. Enough. Ivy cut Ethan off sharply. I'm warning you. Never entertain such twisted ideas again. It was rare for Ivy to defend me. Now I didn't know whether to feel relieved or devastated. All right. No need to get angry. Ethan casually pulled Ivy into his arms, peppering her face with kisses. I just hate seeing that man control you. It breaks my heart. He doesn't control me. He respects me. Loves me. Really? Bullshit. If he's so perfect, why are you cheating? Ivy paused before asking calmly. Ethan, do you have any favorite dishes? Huh. What's that supposed to mean? Ryan is like that dish. Even if I adore it, eating the same thing 365 days a year for years would make anyone sick of it. How ironic coming from her. We met at 18, started dating at 21, married at 24. For blissful years of marriage before the affair began. 10 years total. I thought it marked the beginning of eternal devotion, not betrayal. I remember our honeymoon phase when Ivy clung to me constantly, both emotionally and physically. We attended every class together, shared cafeteria meals, even synchronized our shower schedules. She'd nestle against me, tracing my features with fascination, my Adam's apple, bony fingers, blush-prone earlobes. Even my slightly swollen lips from mild allergies intrigued her. She loved buying ice cream for our sunset walks on campus cobblestone paths, enduring mosquito bites while debating whose blood type was more attractive. Loved winter sweet potatoes during frosty walks where we'd pretend not to feel cold until realizing we'd misread the class schedule. "Ryan, I like you so much," she'd say, head in my lap, playing with my fingers. "You're irresistible. I'll probably be obsessed with you in my next life too. What should I do?" I once teased. "Won't you get tired of me before we even marry?" She blinked incredulously before asking solemnly, "Ryan, do you have any favorite dishes?" Confused, I waited. "You're that dish. Even if I ate it until vomiting, I'd still crave it next time." She kissed my eyelids, nose, earlobes, throat soft, lingering touches, snuggling close. She vowed, "Loving you will never feel stale." I threw my headphones away, throat tight. No need to keep listening. Nothing worth hearing remained. The plan was already in motion. "Brother, Mom wants sister-in-law home for dinner." Luna entered my office. Noted, "Are you really okay with this?" Luna hesitated. "I can make excuses if you don't want to play happy couple. After how she's treated you." "I'm fine." I ruffled her hair. "My little sister's grown so considerate." "Of course. You're rich, handsome, generous. Anyone would be lucky. Only that blind fool would cheat on, ugh." I used to praise her too. Must have caught her blindness. 5 years of roses, birthday jewels, funding her brother's education, even buying premium bedsheets for her delicate skin. How could she? That's shameless. Enough. I sighed. "Don't tell Mom yet. Let her enjoy peace a few more days. I know you're worried about her heart. This must be so hard for you. Since when did my bratty sister become so mature? Remember when you bit me for stealing your cake? Still have that video. Ugh. Here I am being supportive, and you mock me?" Luna fake pouted, poking my chest before smiling relieved. "But seeing you joke again, I feel better. Don't worry. I'm handling this. Betrayal happened. Wallowing helps nothing. Better analyze coldly. Protect interests. Then strike back." The countdown continued. The 3rd anniversary was finally approaching. The night before, I planned to ask Ivy out to a movie, a classic re-release we'd watched before marriage. The film told the story of a devoted couple who vowed lifelong commitment, only for the man to grow disillusioned over time. After dying in an accident, he time-traveled to his youth and chose a glamorous new lover over his destined partner. Their marriage turned toxic, ending in infidelity and another fatal accident. Waking to discover it was all a nightmare, he tearfully embraced his wife, overwhelmed with gratitude. Though many wept at this redemption arc, Ivy had hated it. What's the point of regret? She'd argued. The betrayal was real. If empty apologies could rewrite history, why do so many live with irreversible pain? People pity remorseful cheaters, but who mourns those permanently scarred by their choices? Her perspective stunned me. When I asked about her ideal love, she'd answered, total surrender and absolute loyalty, giving every part of myself, beauty, burdens, brokenness. You'd be my only choice. Forever. I considered myself the luckiest man alive. She'd embraced my poverty, tolerated my insecurities, and steadied me through failed ventures. During my darkest startup days, when grocery budgets turned humiliatingly tight, she'd lost 8 pounds and sunburned from bargain hunting. Regrets? I choked out once. Never. She'd insisted, cupping my face. Wealth means nothing. I'd endure lifelong hardship if it meant keeping you safe. You're extraordinary. Ryan, clever, visionary. I'll always believe in you. Her faith fueled my eventual success. A wise wife elevates her husband's ambitions. A grateful husband crowns her with prosperity. I'd often muse, watching our fortune grow. We had money, mutual devotion, and constant companionship. until bitterness replaced it all. Daydreaming again? Ivy straightened my tie, her motions practiced yet devoid of past tenderness. Just deciding tonight's movie. Any ideas? The one we saw that second winter together. Oh, that. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. Good choice. I've forgotten the plot anyway. As she adjusted my collar, I blurted, "Do you love me?" Of course. Her laugh felt rehearsed as she looped her arm through mine. Really? This time? Her gaze faltered. Yes. She hurried me toward the door. We'll miss the show? The car ride hung heavy with silence, unlike after her affair, when nervous chatter had filled every pause. Now, her quiet felt like mourning. Perhaps she too sensed the chasm widening between us, both trapped in separate prisons of resentment. Even if it had been a straightforward affair, I could have cut ties without mercy. But she had to complicate things with lingering affection. She reveled in the thrill of her escapades, yet clung to guilt over our marriage. Occasionally, she'd repent and swear to recommit to our family, showering me with sudden affection, only to relapse the moment her lover crooked a finger. This endless vacillation between cruelty and remorse made her all the more detestable. Ivy, fancy meeting you here. A man approached Ivy. I recognized him instantly. That face had burned itself into my memory. Ethan, her affair partner. Ivy stiffened. Before I could speak, she blurted, "This is my friend's brother. We've met a few times," turning to Ethan. She added hastily, "Ethan, this is my husband Ryan." Ethan's lips curled into a smirk as he extended his hand. "Ryan Foster. We've met before, haven't we? You two know each other?" Ivy's voice pitched higher, oblivious to Ethan's previous confrontation where he'd staked claim over her. I kept my tone light. "Brief encounters. Years ago. But how?" Ivy pressed, glancing between us. I remained silent while Ethan adopted a spectator's grin. His hand drifted behind Ivy, fingers provocatively squeezing her backside. She jumped in alarm, shooting him a warning glare. "Something wrong?" I feigned concern. "And nothing. Perhaps guilt's catching up?" Ethan interjected smoothly. "She promised my sister days ago to bake birthday cakes at our place tonight. Seems wifely duties made her forget friendships." "Is that so?" My smile stayed intact. "Odd. Since we'd scheduled this anniversary date weeks prior. Why would she double-book evening plans with you?" Ethan shrugged. "You share a bed every night. Birthdays come once a year. Be decent. Ryan, lend me your wife tonight." "Lend you? I thought this involved your sister." Slip of the tongue. His grin widened, ambition blazing through like his namesake wildfire. Ivy tugged Ethan's sleeve in silent panic. Ignored. "Very well." I nudged her toward him. "She's yours tonight." "Ryan?" Ivy stared incredulously. "Keep your promises." "But our anniversary." "Doesn't matter." "How understanding." Ethan emphasized the word like an insult. "No wonder your 5-year marriage seems so perfect." He yanked Ivy against his chest, calling over his shoulder as they turned. "Appreciate the generosity, Foster." Ivy glanced back until I waved reassurance. The moment they rounded the corner, she smacked Ethan's arm. "Have you lost your mind?" He could have noticed. Ethan licked her fingertips, eyes dark. "Where's the fun without risk?" "Tonight. I'm wrecking you properly." Their banter faded down the street. Ethan flashed me a covert middle finger. I pretended not to see, watching their retreating figures with a faint smile. The game was afoot. Ivy never returned that night. I had a fairly pleasant night. The next morning, my phone rang. I answered slowly, hearing Ivy's furious voice through the receiver. "Was it you?" Her angry tone pierced my eardrums. I chuckled. "Honey, what's wrong?" Of course I knew exactly what happened. Judging by her rage, things must have gone exactly as planned. 2 people sent to the hospital naked and superglued together overnight. They could have avoided this if they'd just used the condoms I secretly slipped into Ivy's purse. Pity they didn't. Ivy remained silent for a long moment. I continued. "You didn't come home last night, and your phone was off." I was worried sick. "You really don't know?" she asked hesitantly. "Know what?" She paused. "Never mind. Did you have fun with your friends last night?" "Dear, don't forget our 5th anniversary today. I've prepared a surprise that'll truly amaze you." "What surprise?" My earnest tone made Ivy reconsider her suspicions. "Secret. You'll be shocked when the time comes." I smiled. But first, hurry home. We need to leave for the hotel early. The hotel? Why? For our family's dinner. 5 years deserves proper celebration with both sets of parents witnessing our love. Now mollified, Ivy's voice turned coquettish. Okay. I'm coming home now. Darling. I took my time grooming, putting on my rarely worn tailored suit, slicking back my hair. Today would be memorable. When Ivy saw me, she blinked in surprise. Why so formal? I've never seen you dress up like this. Looks good. She hugged my waist, standing tiptoe to gaze up at me. Happy anniversary, Ryan. I nodded, handing her a dress bag to create distance. Try this new gown I bought you. You're the best. She disappeared into the bedroom, emerging later with her hair up, pearl necklace gleaming, 3-carat diamond ring sparkling, twirling happily. She asked, "Do I look beautiful?" The gown accentuated her beauty, just like our first date. When the breeze lifted her skirt and she kissed my cheek asking, "Ryan, do I look pretty?" "Beautiful," I answered then, and repeated now. She clasped my hand, our rings clinking. Such a beauty marrying such a handsome man. Ryan, we're the luckiest people alive. We should go. I withdrew my hand. Our parents are waiting. At the hotel, both families were seated. Our Ivy looks stunning today. You're lucky. Ryan. Mrs. Carter immediately began. That's not fair. Luna interjected sharply. My brother's given her everything since their marriage. If anything, she's the lucky one. Watch your mouth. Mrs. Carter retorted. Our Ivy stayed with Ryan when he was poor. Everyone knows she's the perfect wife. Without her, you'd still be nobodies. Mrs. Carter's venom was legendary. Despite building my company from scratch, she credited everything to Ivy, constantly mocking my family's humble origins, my mother's height, Luna's complexion, even my father-in-law occasionally. In her eyes, only her daughter deserved perfection. Sipping my wine, I agreed. You're absolutely right. Ivy's the perfect homemaker who never looks at other men. I'm blessed to have her. The bitterness in my smile went unnoticed. Soon, very soon, this narrative would change. Of course, my mother-in-law puffed up with pride after my compliment. Who do you think gave birth to her? Our Ivy takes after me, efficient since childhood and fiercely loyal. Cheating? Remarriage? Impossible. Such a gem deserves your best treatment. Ryan, don't skimp on clothes or jewelry. When Ivy looks polished, it reflects well on you. A good wife deserves. My mother sniffed dismissively. What's that supposed to mean? The Carter matriarch bristled. Are you implying our Ivy's faking virtue? Just because you married into money doesn't give you the right. Mom, please. Ivy tugged her mother's sleeve nervously. Listen here. You old hag. Luna slammed the table, ready to brawl until my mother intervened. Let's focus on happier topics. I interjected, salvaging the tense brunch. This is supposed to be a celebration. Ivy forced a smile. Actually, I have news. She caressed her stomach. I'm pregnant. With my brother's kid? Luna arched an eyebrow. What kind of question is that? Mrs. Carter snapped. Of course it's Ryan's. Ivy froze until nudged. Why yes, Ryan's. Ding. Every phone buzzed simultaneously. The video opened with moans. There was Ivy, tangled with her lover. Baby, you're amazing again. Oh God. This cheap condom stuck. It burns. Call 911. No, everyone will see. Idiot. I'm dying here. Silence fell. Ivy turned ashen. Mommy, who's that slutty lookalike? Luna zoomed in on Ivy's face in the footage. Must be deep fake, right? Say something. Sis. That's... Ivy covered her face. Mrs. Foster slammed the table. Explain this. Carter's. Impossible. This can't be our Ivy. How could our Ivy ever behave so shamelessly? Ryan. Ivy is your wife. You must believe her. This video is fake. It's doctored. My mother-in-law completely lost composure, viciously yanking Ivy's hair. Ivy. Say something. Mom. Ivy kept her head lowered, not daring to meet my gaze. Tears streamed down her face as she clenched her fists, utterly speechless. The older woman's eyes blazed with fury. Ivy, what's the meaning of this? Tell them it wasn't you. Say you've been framed. Stop standing there like an idiot. Speak. Speak. Enough. My father-in-law slammed the table. Why keep questioning when the evidence is right here? Must we humiliate ourselves further? The patriarch rose, trembling with rage as he loomed over his daughter. Dad, I didn't mean. Ivy's feeble protest died as his palm cracked across her face. Don't call me Dad. You're no daughter of mine. He stormed out without a backward glance. Ivy turned to me desperately. Ryan, let me explain. By all means. I leaned back with an amused smile. Explain away. Were you coerced? Forced? We could sue them if you were. Go on, tell us your tragic story. The words died in her throat. Her lips trembled, forming silent syllables as tears fell faster. Ryan's right. My mother-in-law circled us like a frantic hen. Tell him what happened. Ivy, he'll protect you. Absolutely. Luna chimed in, admiring her fresh manicure. We all know how much my brother adores you. Sis, so were you raped? It's not. What do you mean not? Of course she was. The older woman shrieked. Ryan, you know Ivy's character. Arrest that monster in the video. Mrs. Carter, I'd love to help, I said calmly, sipping tea. But rape requires the victim's testimony. Only Ivy can confirm this. The older woman whirled on her daughter, shaking her shoulders. Tell him. Say you were forced. We'll make that bastard rot in prison. No, execute him. Mom. Ivy's stammering finally snapped her mother's patience. A resounding slap echoed through the room. Stop mumbling. You useless girl. Speak. Ivy cradled her reddened cheek as her phone rang. She froze seeing the caller ID. Answer it, I suggested. Might be urgent. We can spare a moment. When she hesitated, I reached for the device. She snatched it back, hands shaking as she answered. A man's voice barked through the speaker. Ivy, get me out of jail now, or I'll. Who the hell are you? Mrs. Carter snatched the phone. How dare you threaten me? Luna swirled her wine smugly. Seems sister-in-law wasn't coerced after all. Just a cheating, lustful tramp. My dear-in-law. My mother finally spoke. This is the daughter you raised? Mrs. Carter glared at Ivy with primal fury. Clean up your own mess. You filthy whore. She stormed out, slamming the door. Come, Luna. My mother rose gracefully. Let the young sort their drama. The private dining room emptied until only we remained. Ivy collapsed to the floor, staring hollowly. Was this your doing? Every bit. For revenge? Obviously. Her manic laughter dissolved into sobs as she stared at her wedding ring. So you knew. All along, she covered her face and curled into a ball. How stupid I was. Thinking I could keep hiding this forever. No wonder. No wonder our wedding photos suddenly disappeared from the house. No wonder you started keeping your clothes separate from mine. No wonder you stopped kissing me. Ivy lost control of her emotions. Nearly fainting, she gripped the chair and staggered to her feet, giving me a bitter smile. So today was all a setup. Our 5th anniversary celebration. Commemorating our love, all lies. I gazed at her impassively. It was real. Before I discovered your affair, I genuinely looked forward to this family gathering. The 5th anniversary celebration was real. Our love was real. You're the one who turned truth into lies. Ryan, you showed no mercy at all. Left me completely defenseless. She laughed bitterly and walked out of the private dining room. Going to save Ethan? I followed her. What's it to you? Everything. He's being held for stealing Foster Corporation trade secrets. If you try saving him, 2 outcomes await. First, admit you helped him steal. Both of you go to prison. Second, provide false testimony claiming you voluntarily handed over company secrets. He walks free while you get arrested. There's your analysis. Now choose. Ivy, must you go this far? She stared at me in disbelief. Yes, I intend to eradicate every trace. But Foster Corporation isn't yours alone. Ivy snapped, voice rising hysterically. I helped build this empire brick by brick. It's marital property. You'll be disappointed. I pulled a document from my briefcase. True. Foster Corporation was joint marital property. You'd have inherited shares after divorce, until last week. I handed her the papers. This is the asset relinquishment agreement you signed. What? She frantically scanned the document, repeatedly checking signatures and content. When she recognized her own handwriting, her face drained of color. Impossible, When did this can't be. Remember last week? You were whispering sweet nothings to Ethan when I asked you to sign some papers. Told you it was for that new beach villa in Monterey, your birthday gift. So many red flags. Yet you signed without reading. I even asked 3 times if you wanted to review the terms. You just shushed me. Said you were busy. My voice hardened. If you'd glanced at it just once, but your mind was already floating in Ethan's arms. Ivy stood frozen, then suddenly tore the document to shreds. This doesn't count. You tricked me. Useless. That was just a copy. The original's safe with my lawyers. Her pupils dilated as the final escape route vanished. Legs buckling, she collapsed to the floor. The room fell silent except for her anguished, shuddering sobs. After the divorce, Ivy left with nothing per the contract. Her calculating mother chased her from home with a broom upon learning she'd lost everything. Her status-conscious father publicly disowned her when the affair became common knowledge. As for Ethan, his conviction for corporate espionage earned him a life sentence. I severed all contact. Rumor says she drifted to another state, working the streets now. When asked about her past, she only murmurs about wronging someone terribly. How she misses him. Hearing this brings complicated feelings. Even now, I believe Ivy's love wasn't entirely false. Yet her betrayal remains undeniable. Are human hearts truly this fickle and unfathomable? I'll never understand. Perhaps some mysteries stay unsolved. But life moves forward, as it must. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more exciting stories. And drop your thoughts on this one in the comments. See you next time.